foundation, bulletproof the hating from the plantation. We built the whole nation. We are the foundation, bulletproof the hating from the plantation. We built the whole nation. We are the foundation, bulletproof the hating from the plantation. We built the whole nation. We are the foundation, bulletproof the hating from the plantation. We built the whole nation.
Welcome to Channel Roar TV, the realest podcast on YouTube. And today, Foundational Family, I have an exclusive Twitter space that was hosted by the brother Afro Elite, where he speaks on illegal immigration and exposes the agents in the community, specifically Mark Carter of Chicago, who had the audacity to say that white supremacy does not exist. Yeah, he said that. Spread this video around to the Foundational Family. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Channel Roar TV.
Okay, here we go. We're waiting for people to pile in the room. Let me retweet this real quick. Make sure everyone is aware that we're here. Hold on for a second. We're going to be organizing this space a little bit differently than what we have been before. This is going to be a different structure, so we can keep everything organized and everything peaceful, so people don't get off topic and things like that. So we're just going to wait a couple of minutes. Shout out to everybody already in the room. Appreciate you. We're going to wait a couple of minutes and we're going to start allowing people. Now, Corey, brother, how you doing? Yeah, if you can retweet it. If everybody can retweet this, because this is a space we've desperately needed. This is a space that we've needed for a while now. Before we continue, if I can be heard, can I get the thumbs up emoji? If you can hear me clearly, because I got my headphones in. So if you all can hear me clearly, can I get the thumbs up emoji? Otherwise, I'll take it out. Okay. I guess Sister Domina Wise heard us. So, okay, I can be heard. Okay, I can be heard. I can be heard. I can be heard. Now, I want to say this. We have to understand that there are no leaders. The leader is the code. We have to understand this. Now, with that being said, there are some of us who have been a part of this movement, because it is a movement. It's not just Twitter. It's a community. It's a movement. It's kind of a family as well too. And there are people who have been a part of this for years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, even longer. And then we also have people who are just getting in. We have to understand this. We're not leaders, but sometimes when people who have been in the movement and who have learned more things, are more experienced and are more seasoned, they can be mentors to a degree. They can instruct and they can guide people to a certain degree. So we have to understand this concept. We have to understand this, right? So we have to understand that there are newer people coming into this movement on the regular basis. The newer people coming into this movement, they're going to have a lot of the questions and they're going to be confused about certain concepts that we were not confused about. They're not going to understand the ultimate goal of all of this. Now, all of what we're doing, all of everything we're doing in this movement, as far as politically, as far as socially, as far as culturally, all of that can be summed up into 2 words. Every single thing can be summed up into 2 words. Those 2 words are Black empowerment. Everything we do can be summed up into Black empowerment. That is it. Now, there are some people who don't understand this. There are some people who are new. And then we're going to have to admit there are some people who are agents. There are some people who are opposition. there are some people who do not have the agenda of black empowerment. And if you do not have the agenda of black empowerment, then you do not belong here. And in this space, even if names don't get bought up, which they might, even if names don't get bought up, hit dogs will definitely holler. I'm saying this because I'm seeing newer people who are being led astray by influence of other people who are coming off as agents in opposition. And it is derailing the momentum in the direction that we have been keeping steady in the progress that we have been making. We've been turning this ship to the right direction, and then all of a sudden we have these newer people who are coming here who are claiming, and we've dealt with this before, who are claiming to have the same agenda that we have, and then next thing you know, they're messing with the sails on the ship, and the ship is starting to turn in another direction. We've dealt with this a couple of years ago. And then next thing you know, we're missing our mark and we're missing our target. And then there's a lot of infighting going on between these people because some people want the ship to go in the direction it was going in before. And then some people want it to go in a different direction. So we have to understand this and we have to fix this. Now, I'm going to say from someone in Chicago, we have a migrant crisis. We have a migrant crisis all around America. We have it not just in Chicago. We have it in New York, especially, and we have it in Denver. And all of these places have high black population. We have it in Atlanta. We have it in Los Angeles. We have it in Texas. We have it all around America, really. We're having it in the Carolinas as well, too. We're having it everywhere, especially where black people are concerned. This is very problematic because these people are buffer classes to what we're doing. We have to understand our fight and our push and our goal and us getting closer to that goal of reparations and ultimately black empowerment is causing the dominant society to panic in a way where they're flooding the zone with illegal immigrants. They're flooding them so they can be their buffer class. This is why they're not only flooding them just out of mercy and righteousness and asylum seekers. They're flooding them. They're allowing them to come over here. And then next thing you know, they're all like, do you want a driver's license? Well, do you want to be a police officer? Well, how about you be a judge? How about this? And they're just giving them all of these things. They're expediting the neutralization process so they can come over and they can be citizens in order to be the buffer class above us. It is all about us all the way. It's very damaging to us in our communities, especially in the communities specifically where they're being housed, such as Chicago, New York, and Denver. We have to understand as well that the Democratic Party is the party that is directly, or in mostly, I'm not going to say only, I'm not going to say only, but they are mostly responsible for this occurrence. They're responsible because of the fact that Biden himself has said America is pretty much open season. Anybody from the south of the border can come over here and we're going to find you a place to stay. Anybody can come over here. We're going to feed you. We're going to give you money. We're going to give you a place to stay. We're going to give you training, and then we're going to give you a job. All of what you, the American dream is for you. Come over here. Biden has allowed that. All of the Democratic Party is on it with him. He's allowed that. The mayors of Chicago, stemming from Lori Lightfoot, now Brandon Johnson, the mayor of New York, Eric Adams, the mayor of Denver, Colorado, all of these Democratic mayors in these Democratic-led cities are allowing this to happen. These people are coming over here. These people are committing crimes. These people are doing these things to harm our community. And when we look at the party and we say, you guys needed our vote to get in office, you guys have been promising us stuff for decades, and it's been denying neglect. And then these people coming over here, no, not even needing to be citizens themselves. And you guys are saying, well, hey, look, here's the door. Here you go. Here, anything and everything you could possibly ask for, we're already giving it to you straight off the bus. You want money, you got it. Off the bus. And this is causing a lot of people to kind of panic. This is causing a lot of people to rush and say, I need to find something to do now. We need a solution now. We need to figure out to do something now. We cannot survive if this keeps going on. The Democratic Party is working too quickly to try to dismantle us as foundational Black Americans. They're working too quickly to do that. So something needs to happen now. The Democratic Party must be dismantled. Believe me, brothers and sisters, I fully understand how you all feel, because I feel the same way. I fully understand this. Now, then here comes the mistake, which the opposition is now capitalizing off of, which the opposition is now using because they understand that foundational Black Americans have an issue right now with the Democratic Party, and they understand the connection between the Democratic Party and foundational Black Americans has been severed, and it's starting to lose its connection. It's weakening. It's fading. They understand this. So what they're doing is these people, these oppositions are coming in, and they're introducing an element that they are posing and covering as a solution, but these things are not really solutions. This is why I'm making the title. And I said all of this to say, because I'm going to have people, because there's already been people who've been leaving comments and things like this, talking about, Afro, what are you talking about? I can't believe you would say that. I'm saying all of this to say, nobody can educate me on the scope of the issue. I fully understand the scope of the issue. I understand the anger that the people have. I understand why people are even considering making this option. But with that being said, I'm still here to tell you that that is the wrong option. There are people who are out here saying Black America should turn red, quote unquote red. And they're talking about vote for Donald Trump, because Donald Trump says that he's going to stop illegal immigration. He's not going to allow this unlimited, uncontrollable, unregulated flood of illegal immigrants the way Biden has. And there might be a lot of truth to that. But the thing is we have to understand everything we do, and I said this on YouTube not too long ago, everything we do, especially if it's political, everything we do has to be under the guise of Black empowerment, through and through. Okay? Is Donald Trump for Black empowerment? No. Okay, we understand that we're not going to get a president that's for Black empowerment, at least anytime soon. We understand this. Now, what is Donald Trump going to do to deserve our support? Nothing. Donald Trump's not going to do anything. If Donald Trump was going to do something to deserve our support, he would have done it by now. Now, some people are saying, well, it doesn't matter. Biden's not doing anything. Trump's not doing anything. But at least Trump is going to get rid of all of these illegal immigrants. So at least we'll have that at the end of the day, right? Not really. Let's tone this down, okay? Because through the Trump administration, there was 2 million illegal immigrants who are coming to this country. So we have to understand this. It's not like it was no illegal immigrants coming through Trump's administration. We have to understand the Republicans and the Democrats, they play off of each other when it comes to the detriment and the subjugation of Black people. They play off of each other. The Republicans are not nearly as anti-immigration as people want to believe. Not nearly. Okay. I said this on YouTube because I felt like I was going to have to address this subject. The way they view immigration is a little bit different than the way the Democrats view immigration. It's not opposite, though. That needs to be very clear and understood. It's not opposite. If it was, then what they would be doing is they would be arresting all of these white landlords who are illegally allowing these illegals to stay in their property and their residence. All right. I showed, if you guys have seen my last YouTube video, my last YouTube live, I showed there was a white dude who was on the news, and the white dude was just bragging about, yeah, I just opened my home, my vacant home, and I just allowed them to come over here, and they're just living in here now. That's not legal. Now, if the Republicans were really anti-immigration the way they claim they're anti-immigration, if they were, then they would just be arresting all of these people. They would have no place to stay. The immigrants would have no place to stay if they would arrest the white men who are housing them. If they would arrest the white companies who were employing them, all of these people who are doing these things against the federal law that they've known about. But no, they like their cheap to damn near free labor that they can exploit people. That's the system of white supremacy. It's exploitation of people. Okay? They can't do it to black people like they used to in that way. So they're going to do it to other people. And the Republican Party is allowing that. The Republican Party is turning a blind eye to that. Trump's whole administration, Trump did not arrest one single white man for housing them. Not one. While you guys are sitting up here acting like Trump is anti-immigration. He didn't arrest one single company. No. He's doing this because Trump he understands that there is an anger about the illegal immigrants, so he's going to chop it down. He's not going to stop it because he did not stop it. This was the same thing he was saying during the Obama administration, that he was going to come here, he was going to build a wall, he was going to cut off all of this illegal immigration cold turkey, and he did not. So the same thing, he's using the same tactic, he's using the same talking points that he was with them. He's going to come here, he's going to say the same thing. If you guys remember, this is why I say certain people in the community who have been seasoned, certain people who have been here long enough can understand this. The same thing he was saying with Obama about all this illegal immigration and how he was going to come and build this great big wall and make Mexico pay for it. And he was going to make them stop completely. And there was going to be absolutely no illegal immigration. I'll give the fact, because it's true, that it was cut down, but it was not stopped. He did not decease illegal immigration, because the true deterrent of it is the fact that when they get here, throughout all the difficulty of them coming here, when they get here, they have a safe place to stay. He is not stopping that. He's not saying, okay, well, if you do this, this is against federal law, which Trump states law, so we're going to arrest you all for providing for them. Now, mind you, if this was black people, if you, me, anybody black that you know, if there was a wanted criminal living in your house and you knew, even if you didn't, to be honest, but if you knew there was a wanted criminal living in your house and you're providing for them, you're really not snitching on them, you're allowing them to stay with you, providing them a sanctuary. When you're providing them a sanctuary, if the cops find out that that person is staying in your house, that person is going to be arrested, and so will you. And every single person in this space right now knows that I'm telling the exact truth. Because you house them, you're going to get arrested too with them. And it's going to be under the guise of protecting them because you're black and you house them. So under the same guise, they could do that to the white men who are housing them, but they are not doing that. So let's put everything into its proper context. Let's understand that, yes, Trump is probably going to ease up on this illegal immigrants. There's probably not going to be several buses of them coming to a city at a day. I agree with that. I don't think he's lying about that. I don't think he's lying about that particularly. However, I don't think he's being completely honest about cutting them all down completely, because he's not saying he's going to go after the white men who are benefiting off of them, off of their free labor. These white hotels that employ them, these white construction workers that employ them. He's not going after them at all. So let's put that into perspective while we're allowing new people that most of us didn't know last year, that most of us couldn't tell. If you ask, who is this person? Most of us wouldn't know who this person is. This person just pops up with this brand new agenda, and everybody's all like, oh, that sounds good. Nobody knows who this person is. And it's time for us to understand that when certain people just poof and magically just appear somewhat out of nowhere and be all like, hey guys, I'm a part of the movement. Hey guys, I know what you guys want because I want the same thing. And then you see them start adjusting the sail just a little bit. You see them trying to turn the sail just a little bit. They are like, yeah, okay, can I just touch the controls? Let me just grab the wheel a little bit. It would just look a little bit better if you turned it to the left a little bit, just a little bit. That's what that would be about. That's what they're doing. So we're talking about turning things red. And another thing about that, is that what is best for Black empowerment? Because we have to understand, immigration is a weapon, is a tool that is used against foundational Black Americans in this country. It is. That is not the core of our issue, though. The core of our issue is the system of white supremacy. It is not immigration. That is a weapon and a tool that is used against us. Okay? That should not be the main goal. We have to keep track of what the root of the problem is. We have to remember that these people, because you're not just talking about Trump when you say red. When you say red, I want you guys to keep this in mind. Don't forget this. When you say quote unquote red and you meaning Republican, you're not just meaning Donald Trump. You're meaning Donald Trump. You're meaning Ron DeSantis. You're meaning Nikki Haley. You're meaning Vivek Ramaswamy. You're meaning Tim Scott. You're meaning all of those people. When you say that, when you say red, you're meaning all of those people. Okay, I dare anybody to tell me what the benefit for Black people would be to vote for Ron DeSantis. I dare anybody to do that. I dare anybody to say what the benefit for voting for Nikki Haley or Ramaswamy or Tim Scott would do. Because we have to understand, Trump is not Republicans. All Republicans do not agree with the things that Trump is in. Now, he's in the same party. Keep that in mind. But when you say we should go red, you're saying that we should just support the party the same way, with the same energy that we've supported the Democratic Party. And no, we should not. We should not. When the George Floyd thing popped off, mind you, I want you to keep this in mind. Donald Trump, to this very day, has not said anything negative about Derek Chauvin. Not one single thing. He's not said anything positive about George Floyd. There has not been a single act of police violence against a Black person that Donald Trump did not approve of, did not condone, did not defend. There's not literally been one single act, not even just with police. Let's take that. Let's unveil everything, not just with police. There's not been a single act against Black people, period. I'm talking about from the Central Park Five. I'm talking about from police killings of you can go back to Trayvon Martin, you can go to Flint, Michigan, you can go to the water crises that were happening under his administration, you can go to all of these circumstances and all of these things. You can talk about the Proud Boys and all of these other white supremacist groups that were getting there attacking black people. Not one single time did Donald Trump do or say anything to condemn those actions. He's only defended that. When they were there to defend the statue of, I think it was Robert E. Lee, I believe, in Charlottesville. When they were there to defend that, Donald Trump, and they clashed with the counter protesters. Donald Trump was on the side of people who had swastikas and Confederate flags, and said the media was being very harsh to them. This is something that the seasoned people in the movement have to remember, because the newer people in the movement might be confused, might be swayed to go in a different direction. We have to remember this. So if we're thinking that what we should do is blindly support a party, then we are making the same mistake we were making 10 years ago. What we are at right now is a very pivotal moment in this movement where we can really change the direction of how the black community is going, period. All right. What we've had the thing of, we're not going to get anybody perfect, but as what we should do is we should support, vote, and get behind the lesser of two evils. And it's taken us generations to understand that that was a flaw and that was a bad form of thinking. It's taken us all the way up until this point to say, hey, the lesser of two evils, that's not going to work. We can't just pick somebody because this person is more closeted than the other person. We can't do that. So we're understanding, hey, this lesser of two evils concept that we've had in the community, that's wrong. That's hurtful. That's counterproductive to the movement. We understand this now. So this is why we're saying to all political parties, not just the Democrats, but to the Republicans too, we have a standard that must be met before you can ask for our support. You're not just going to ask for our support and say, well, hold on, I say nigger less than that guy, so if I call you a nigger less than him, you should support me because he calls you a nigger more. No, we're not doing that. Now, I'm going to be honest, a generation or two ago, they would have done that. They would have been like, well, somebody's got to get in, and it might as well be the person who says N-word less. It's going to be someone. But now we're like, no, that we having a strict standard, and brothers and sisters, we are winning with that. We're out here winning. Let me explain something. This is why it is very important and crucial for us to stand firm in our stance of no, we're not playing any games. We're standing firm in our stance of there is no lesser of two evils. If you are not going to do anything tangible, you can go talk to somebody else and try your luck with them. Why we're doing that is because the Democratic Party, the Biden administration in specific, is out here pulling their hair out with their bare hands because of the lack of support that they feel and they know they're going into the next election with. They're trying to do everything, pull out all the stops, and it's not working. It's not working. Okay, Juneteenth didn't work. Kamala Harris isn't working. In fact, is actually being an anchor to their success. Ketanji Brown Jackson, Emmett Till statue, or George Floyd statue, none of that is working. And he's pulling his hair out because we're saying tangibles or no vote. But the thing is that if we're in, what we should do is keep that. But the thing is that keeping that standard with the Biden administration and keeping that standard with the Democratic Party in general is good, but the only way it can truly be effective The only way it can truly be effective is if we have that same standard across the board. That standard must be met across the board. Okay? If we're saying no tangibles, no vote, if we're saying if you're not going to do something specifically for foundational Black Americans, don't even come here asking for our support. Don't come here asking for our vote. We're sitting on the couch. If we're going to do that with the Democratic Party, then in order for that to be effective, that must be done. It must be done with the Republican Party. Because mind you, the Republican Party has not done anything to deserve the Black vote any more than the Democratic Party has. Now, we're understanding that we've been supporting the Democratic Party more and for all these years and have gotten nothing out of it. So we understand they owe us, but the Republican Party has not done anything to deserve it any more than the Democratic Party has. There's not one single policy that says, you know what, in order to counteract all of this racism that you guys have been dealing with, we're going to put this program, this policy, this, that, there for you. We're talking about the party that says there's only racism against white people. This is the party that people are trying to say we should go vote red for. That party. We have to understand as well. Now, the Republican Party is not going to admit this. They're not. They won't. But the Republican Party is in a bad condition as well, too. As long as we stand firm. Because the thing is that the reason why, let's go back. The reason why in 2016 Donald Trump beat Hillary Clinton is because of what Obama did to turn Black folk off from the political process in general. And there was a low amount of Black turnout. So damn near all of the swing states Trump won because there was a low Black turnout. Black people, foundational Black Americans, control the swing states or the battleground states. It's interchangeable. Because we did not turn out to vote in 2016 and the numbers necessary to get Hillary to win, Donald Trump won by really a landslide. Okay. In 2020, there was a higher number of Black turnout. And that's why Donald Trump lost. The Republicans are not going to be able to win if there is high Black turnout in these swing states. When there is low Black turnout, because really, besides the Black people, everybody else is a Republican for the very most part. When there is low Black turnout, then the Republicans win. When there's high Black turnout, they lose. Right now, what we're doing is we're having this. We're standing in a position that is a very sweet spot. We're saying, hey, you know, the Republicans, y'all haven't done anything, you know, so there's no reason to get behind you. We don't know. I mean, right now, we as foundational Black Americans in the community, as the Black voters in America in general, we are the ones who determine who win or who don't. And the winner is the highest bidder. If you guys have seen an auction where somebody is selling a car or selling an expensive piece of jewelry or something like that, an artifact or something, the person who wins is the person who pays the most money, who does the most for it. It would be very nonsensical for a person to say, I'm auctioning off this car, and I'm using the car as a metaphor for the vote. I'm auctioning off this car, but I'm going to give it to this person anyway. It doesn't matter how much anybody else offers. This person is automatically going to get it automatically. Well, if this person is automatically going to get the vote, that person's not going to bid high, if anything at all, and none of the other people involved are going to bid. You're not going to make the most money. You're not going to make the most that you could. You're leaving a lot of money on the table. That's what I'm trying to tell you. A lot of money is left on the table. Now, when you say, I'm not sure who I'm going to give it to, whoever brings me the most is who's going to get it. That's how we need to treat our vote. Democrats, if you bring me more than the Republicans, I might lean towards you. Republicans, if you bring me more to the Democrats, I might lean towards you. This is how auctions work. This is how you get other people to start competing for the vote. This is how you do that. And this has happened in every other community. Every other community has understood this concept. That's why you don't see blind loyalty to any party, even in the white community. These white people voted for Trump in 2016 and then didn't vote for him in 2020, or voted for Hillary in 2016 and then voted for him in 2020. This is how you get the most out of it. Okay? It is nonsensical to sit here and say, well, you know what, regardless of how much you all bid or how low the bar is, I'm giving it to him. The bar has to be even across the board. No tangibles, no vote. Okay? You're getting rid of immigration, or you're cracking down, you're easing up, you're lessening the immigrants in America. That's cool. That's wonderful. Thank you. What else you got? Because that's not enough. That's enough for us to have the meeting. Now, when we have this meeting, you're going to have to bring more than that now. You're going to have to bring more than that. Oh, you want to crack down on the immigrants, and then you want to give a lot of money to the police. You're working backwards. Because just because they solve one issue and they add to another issue, we still have the same weight of issues. We're really not lessening the weight of issues. If you're going to say we're going to crack down on illegal immigrants, and then you're going to say things like, well, you know what, white people are being discriminated against, so we're going to do things, we're going to get rid of diversity, equity, and inclusion is what they call it, which really means that we're going to start, which they already do, we're going to start promoting white people. We're going to give white people more of the preferential treatment that we've already been giving them. That's really what that means. Okay? White people aren't 100% of what they want to be. They're only 90%. So you're not lessening the weight by trading issues. What we're here to do, and for people who have been a part of this movement for years, and for people who have known, for people who have listened, for people who have watched, for people who have read, we all should understand that we are not in the practice of trading issues. Okay? You're going to crack down on illegal immigrants, and then you're going to have more George Floyd situations out there. Is that what we want to happen? Is that what we want to happen? No. Okay, we're trying to ease the weight and the burden off the community. That's the ultimate goal. And these people who are coming up here trying to sway the community to vote red, to say it doesn't matter if you don't have any tangibles at all, as long as we get rid of the immigrants, these people are ops. And we're just going to have to call the spade a spade. These people are agents. These people are ops. These people have been moving very oppy since they got here. And I've been noticing. I've been sitting back and I've been watching and I've been noticing. These people, these same people who talk about, well, we need to vote red. If you ask them, and they have been asked, if you ask them, well, what is your opinion of white supremacy? They will tell you, which they have, they will tell you that there absolutely is no white supremacy. That's what they'll tell you. They'll tell you there is no white supremacy. They come here with a common issue. They come here with a common issue such as immigration, because they understand that's their foot in the door. Just like Black Lives Matter with the police. They understood we had an issue with the police. That was their foot in the door. And then when they were in the room, they started trying to change the agenda. Okay? They started talking about police, then started talking about, well, what we really need to do is vote for Biden. That's what we really need to do. The same way with these frauds in the community, these agents in the community, they'll come in and be like, man, immigration is such an issue, right? Everybody agreed with me on that point, right? But don't you think that, man, Ron DeSantis, I think he is a pretty cool guy, if you really think about it. Seems like a nice dude. Love to get a beer with him or something like that, right? These people who have no work, have nothing to show for anything of their influence. I'm going to tell you, this year, oh Lord, wait till you guys see what we got planned this year. If y'all thought last year was something, if you guys thought that last year was something, wait till you see what is planned for this year. That's all I'm going to say. I don't want to spoil no surprises, okay? But wait till you see what we got planned for this year. But this year, last year, I've been in Chicago through and through, left and right. Okay, you guys have seen me, many of you all have seen me here. Many of you all have seen the work I've been doing. All right. Trying to be a pillar in the community, to push the narrative, to push the needle forward. Okay. And these people who are allegedly from Chicago just pop up out of nowhere. I ain't seen them. They ain't got no work. They ain't got no receipts of being out here and doing anything. But yet they're coming here and they're trying to change the agenda. Okay? These are frauds who may or may not be from the city that they claim that they're from or live in. They may or may not be that way, be from here. When you ask them about white supremacy, they'll tell you there is no white supremacy. They'll tell you, and this is how it always happens. It always happens this way. They'll agree with you on the point of immigration to get in the door, and then they'll come in and then they'll say, you know what we do got to understand is that black on black crime, that is real bad in Chicago. We do got to understand, man, all of this rap music that y'all, and then they're going to start separating themselves. All of this rap music that y'all be listening to, that is melting the kids' brains. And if y'all would just pull yourselves up by your own bootstraps and stop begging for government money. And I was never a slave. I don't understand why y'all asking for reparations. Y'all don't deserve it. That's what it always 110% goes to. That's their agenda. They come here with a common issue, immigration, and then they'll say, yeah, but don't you think we should go here? And don't you? Well, now, hold on now. I know a whole lot of good white folks out here. Now, it's not all white people. All white people ain't bad. Which is not something that we're out here in the community is peddling. We're not pushing that narrative. But there's all white people ain't bad. As a matter of fact, I know more bad black people than I do white people. If we're going to be honest, all this killing in the young thugs and shit like that. Come on now. That's what it always goes back to. Always. Then they start taking shots. They'll be all like, well, what have y'all done for the community? Then they start calling pivotal icons in the community. Okay, pillars in the community, like our good brother Tariq. They start calling him, saying that he hasn't done anything. That nobody else. Then this is what always happens. These people just come up out of nowhere, they sit among us, they talk a cool game, and then next thing you know, people that we've known for close to a decade now, people that we've known for that long, they'll say, you know what? They haven't done anything. All they do is be on YouTube, and that's all. And this is really what this person said. You all know who I'm talking about. All they done is be on. What's YouTube gonna do about it? And they come here and start disrespecting and dissing the people that we have been listening to and the people who have been selflessly feeding us reliable information and counter narratives to their propaganda. And they come up in here out of nowhere with no receipts, with no resume, with no paperwork check. And they come here and they say, I'm the one who's doing everything. I'm the one who's doing it. You guys should be following me because nobody else is doing anything. I'm the one who's outside, quote unquote. I'm the one who's pulling up, quote unquote. I'm the one who's making it happen. Nobody else is. And we saw this a couple years ago. We saw this same exact thing a couple years ago. We were agreeing and everything like that. And then next thing you know, these people want to be the damn generals of the community. These people want to start telling people what to do and what not to do. Say, I'm the one who needs to be in charge here. Everybody else needs to get behind me and my agenda. We need to stop letting this happen. We need to stop letting this happen. Now, I want to, because I've been going on. Well, y'all know when I get in my zone, I can talk. This space started 45 minutes ago. I'm gonna let people. I know some people are requesting to speak. I'm gonna let some people come up. You know what I'm saying? Like I said before, we're gonna be structuring this a little bit differently. I'm trying to test out some new things here, so we're gonna have a rotating thing, or whatever the case, when it comes to the speakers. But I do want to say, if anybody does want to come here, which I doubt they will. I doubt anybody's brave enough, but I'll open the floor to anybody who does want to come here and try to convince me the benefits of Black America voting red, turning red completely. And mind you, not just this one particular election. They're just saying turn red indefinitely. Just we're blindly just as red as we were blue. And brothers and sisters, let me tell you something. I understand we have an immigration problem. I understand we do. I understand Biden is a racist. Biden is a more severe racist than Donald Trump is. I'm not gonna lie about that. Okay, he's done more racist actions than Trump has. He's done more harmful actions than Trump has, even prior to being the president. Okay, let's not be confused about that. Okay. But right now we're at a pivotal point because what we're trying to do is we're trying to break the generational curse of voting for the lesser of two evils. This is the trick that has been sold in our parents and their parents. And some of us, even their parents, that you have two bad options. Pick the less of the two bad options. And right now, this is really the first era. This is the absolute first era to say, if you, okay, this is the first era to say we should not do that. We should not do that. If Mark Carter, I'm going to say his name now. If Mark Carter, who may or not be from Chicago, wants to come up and say anything, if Mark Carter is intelligent enough or brave enough to come up and say anything, I will give him the mic. Because I know you're listening. Mark Carter, since you, which I do believe, based off of your behavior, that you are an agent, Mark Carter, I will allow you to get up here and defend your nonsensical, idiotic stance. But you can't do that. Your resume, and I don't try to brag, your resume doesn't stack to mine. You've not even been in this community long enough. Your point does not make any sense. Your stance does not make any sense. Let me say another thing. All of the people who are sitting here giving him the time of day, that needs to stop. All of the people out here who are allowing this man to get on their stage and speak his babble needs to stop. What we're not going to do any longer is what we've been doing for the last couple of years of, well, you know, I'm still cool with him. No. Would anybody, if they knew that William O'Neill was an agent for the FBI and COINTELPRO sent to assassinate or aid in the assassination of Fred Hampton, would the Black Panther Party be like, well, you know, I'm still cool with William. I like Fred and I like William. I get he's an agent for the FBI, but I still like him. He's still cool. Would anybody do that? Or would you be labeled an agent as well too? Okay. Let's be very, very clear. So if anybody wants to come up here and say anything, hold on. Why is the space is not? Because it's, I don't know what it is. It's like the requests pop up and then they just drop. There's been several people requesting to pop up and then they drop. So what we're gonna do, because they're tweaking with the space. It's been doing this the whole time. So what we're gonna do is, if you want to speak, request. Also put the hand raising emoji up. And if I don't see your request, then I'm gonna scroll down and I'm gonna just send you a request. Hold on, let me see something. Let's see who we have. Sir Major, can you hear us?
Yeah, I hear you loud and clear. I had my hand up. I'll put it down because I wanted Mark to go first, and then I was going to go after. I think you said a lot of serious, damning accusations, and I think it's only respectful to let him go first, and then I can go after.
Well, I mean, where's he at?
He's here. He's here. Mark, raise your hand, brother. He's got the red profile. Chicago going red.
I'm trying to look for him. I don't see him in the room.
Mark, leave the room and come back in. Leave the room and come back in, Mark. Hit the leave button and come back in. Mark, you need to leave the room and come back in. Exit out of this space and come back in. Okay, so he just left. We'll wait
Okay.
for him to come back in.
Okay.
Okay, Mark, raise your hand.
Is his hand raised?
I think he just left again. Hold on one second.
Let me see. Because I have not seen him in the space at all, so I can't really try to. Maybe I can. I don't
Give
know.
me a co-host, and then when he comes back in, I can bring him
I'm
straight up.
I'm gonna just DM him a request. I'm gonna
He's
DM
back in.
him.
He's back in. He's back in. He's
Okay,
back
I
in.
see the request.
Mark,
Hold
raise
on,
your
I see
hand.
it. Hold on, let me check it out. He's back in. His hand is raised.
I can't see. I'm not a host. But Mark, raise your hand. Request a mic, and everyone share the space if you guys can.
Hmm. Let me see. Hold on. I'm gonna just send him this right here. Since he now it's
Just make
saying
me a co-host. Just give me a co-host for 30 seconds, and I'll bring him right up.
okay.
Okay, I just
Like I've been
accepted the
saying, the
co-host.
space has been tweaking the whole time.
No, we
Like
gonna
not
get it right.
okay.
Okay, so I'm the co-host now. Let me see. I see the okay. We got okay. I'm bringing folks up. Okay, there you go.
Okay.
Okay, so Mark should be a speaker now.
So I'm gonna give you a few minutes of my day because first and foremost, before I get started, what do you do that gives you the authority to speak the way you speak it? What do you do in your community?
You can. I mean, you can ask.
I'm not
I do
asking.
a
Well, I'm
lot.
asking you. I don't need to ask nobody shit. I'm asking you.
What? And you're saying what
Yeah,
do I
yeah.
do to
What do you
speak the
do
way
that
I
gives
speak?
you
How
the
am I
authority
speaking?
to challenge anybody else on what they do? What do you do in terms of black people that furthers their cause? What city you in? First of all.
Chicago. Ain't that crazy?
So what do you do here in Chicago?
You're not gonna be asking questions, sir. That's not how this space is
And
gonna
you not
run.
gonna goddamn
Okay.
lecture no motherfucker for no 30, 40 minutes, you know what I'm saying?
Then
Because
you can get out. Now here's
I
the
don't have a
thing. Here's
problem
the
with
thing.
getting the
You're
fuck
the
out
one
of
who's
here.
coming.
I don't have a
Okay.
problem with getting the fuck out
Here's
of
the
here.
Hold on,
thing.
let's have
Here's
a
the thing.
conversation,
Here's the
bro.
thing.
Okay, okay.
Let's have a conversation.
Here's the thing. You're coming with this ideology. I didn't say your name till you started dropping little
You definitely
subs.
said my
That's
name. I
when.
heard you.
No. I said your name after I saw the sub tweets and stuff like that you
Okay,
were dropping. After that,
okay,
then yeah, I said it.
okay. So what
Okay.
do you do here in
Until then,
Chicago?
I was speaking. I was speaking
Cool, cool. That's
on.
good. What do you do
I
here
was
in
speaking on the
Chicago?
ideology.
What do you do here in
Sir,
Chicago?
this is my space. This is my space. We're not going to run it like that. You're not going to question me. Okay? That's not how this is going to be. You have an ideology that I have an issue with, that is counterproductive, that is nonsensical, that is illogical. And I'm getting up here to say that that ideology is not going to
I'm
work.
saying, you
Hit
know
Dog
about me. You
started,
can do your homework.
Hit Dogs, Hit Dog started to holler. Hit Dog started to holler, and then you started making subtweets. I didn't bring your name up until you started making little disses. I didn't say your name till you started making disses, sir. We got the timestamps and everything. So I'm allowing you to get up here
Okay,
and defend
I
your
don't give a fuck. I don't
ideology.
have to be here. That's what I'm
You
trying to
can.
tell you.
I didn't invite you.
I don't give a fuck
I didn't
about you. You know what
invite.
I'm saying? To be
Okay.
honest.
All right. Okay. Well, you can leave.
Well, I think we should have the conversation, Afro.
Well,
Just
no.
let Mark go.
No. Here's what's not going to happen. He's not going to come in my space and start questioning me. This person that nobody knew until like a few months ago. He does not have the authority to do that at all. Now, I'm allowing him to speak and defend his stance. He's not going to come here and question me. He can leave. Now, Sir Major, I'm going to have to, because you got a lot of people blocked and people are telling me they can't get in the room anymore. So I'm going to have to remove the co-host thing. You can still be in here. Hold on. But you got a lot of people blocked. So you can still come up and speak. But Mark, do you have anything to say to defend your flawed
No.
ideology?
I'm saying before we go further, because you got a lot of William O'Neill tendencies, and I can see that right now.
Oh, is that so?
Oh yeah, I
Such
can see
as,
straight through
such
that
as what?
shit. You know what
Such
I'm
as
saying?
what?
I
You sitting
mean,
up there talking about
just
voting
just
for
just
this man has been in spaces, recorded spaces, saying that there is no such thing as white supremacy. He said it, and he's going to say it again. There is no such thing as white supremacy, but he's telling me that I have William O'Neill tendencies. Is that not true? Did you not say that? Mark, is there a such thing as white supremacy? Does white supremacy, the system of white supremacy, exist? Yes or no?
the system of supremacy exists. It has
The
no color.
system of the
It
it
has
has
no
no
single
no
color.
color.
It
So
has
who
no
is
single
supreme?
color to it.
Who
Excuse
is
me.
who is supreme
Excuse
then?
me, little
Who
arrogant
is
ass motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
y'all? Who? Okay, if the system of it's not white supremacy, it's supremacy of who? Who are the group of people that are supreme, that are
Hey,
maintaining the system of supremacy? I told you guys. I told you guys. Now he's not muted.
hold. Let me make this clear to you. If you can't have a
Hmm.
manly conversation without muting because you want to have control, nigga, fuck you. I can get the fuck out of here. It don't matter to me. You know what I'm saying?
I asked you a question. Now you said it's
No.
not.
And
No,
I asked
no.
you questions,
I'm
but you
the.
never answer shit.
But
Okay.
the thing is,
So
I'm
now
the host,
I'm
and this
saying
is
to
my
you,
space. This is my
I don't give
space.
a
You're
fuck
not
what's
gonna
your space.
overtalk
There's
me.
many spaces out here.
Okay. See, no. Now he's trying to gaslight. Say, well, if you can't hold a manly conversation, sir. I'm the host. Okay. I'm the host. You're not the host. I am. If I ask you a question, you answer the question. I don't have to answer your question. Me and you are not peers. Let's not get that confused. You don't have to be here. I can promise you, nobody in this room is gonna leave when your ass do. Okay, nobody's here to hear Mark say shit. Okay, now I'm giving you the chance to defend yourself, and you're looking really bad. Okay, you're looking very bad.
Dude, you in the same city I'm in. You know about me because you did your homework. I don't know about you. I don't even know anything that you've done. And
You
I'm asking
following me?
you
I'm not following you though.
who you are. I follow anybody. Anybody can be followed. That's nothing. So, but I'm
Okay.
asking you, what gives you the authority? Because I never heard of you in the city, right?
I see.
I never heard
Here's
of
the
you.
thing. Here's the thing. I really don't believe that because a lot of the people that you know and you are affiliated with know me personally. So a lot of
Okay,
people who got your number know
give
me.
me.
So I just seriously doubt that. I really seriously do. But let's say you don't. Let's say you don't, and this is our first interaction. Because what we're not gonna
What
do
do
is
I know
derail.
about you then, man?
This is not the who's the most famous game. We're not gonna play who's the most
No. I
famous
don't
and
care
who
about
has.
fame.
How
I
are
don't care
you
about fame.
talking over the
I don't
mute?
care about
Listen,
fame.
what's gonna happen is not about who knows who doesn't know who. It's not about that. It's about ideology for the black community at this point. I've explained my ideology. I've explained this. You have a different ideology. I
Where do
didn't
you
say
get all
your
this hate in
name.
your heart for me? I've never heard of you.
I
Even
don't,
on this
bro. I
app,
don't
I've
have
never
no
heard of
hate.
you.
Now, y'all see how he's gaslighting.
No, I'm
You
saying
see
I've
how
never
he's
even heard of you on the
gaslighting.
app. That's why I'm trying to figure out who
You
I'm
never
talking to.
heard of me on the app, but you're
No,
following me.
no, I follow
But
everybody. I
but
follow everybody. That has nothing to do with anything. I'm trying to get a
okay.
little information before we start
Okay,
having a
so but
conversation.
what we're going to do is no, listen,
Sir,
cause
you can't have a
sir,
conversation with a person and you not and you done did your homework on me.
no. Okay, this
You
isn't.
just say people
I
that
don't
I
hold
know and
this
you know we
space.
have each other phone numbers.
I don't
So I'm
hold this
asking
space.
you,
I don't hold this space to do an interview. This is not Q&A to Afro Elite. This is not that. Okay. I asked you about white supremacy, which is the ultimate goal
we're
of
not
this
gonna
man's
go
where.
past the point until
No,
we
no, no,
find out
no,
what
no, no.
the
We're going to
introduction
go
first.
wherever I say we're going to go because I'm the host of the space. I asked you about white supremacy, and you said there is no white supremacy. You see how he's leaving? I didn't kick him out, y'all. But you see how this guy is leaving? He came here cursing. I didn't start cursing at him. I got the timestamps. I didn't even mention this man's name. I did tell you all, hit dogs will holler. I did tell you all that. Then this man started coming up here saying I'm acting like a whole bunch of stuff. I never met you on the app. Well, why are you following me then? Well, uh, okay. I got more people requesting to speak, but just hold on for a second. You see what I'm saying? So if your job is to dismantle the system of white supremacy, you're going to partner with little Mark, with Mark out here. Now I have viral videos going around the internet on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, with me at the Chicago City Hall talking about reparations, with me out there being the very first and only person to go to the actual immigrants in the police station, at the police station, I mean, and interview them about their process. I have on my own footage them admitting to the fact that they've been working in America illegally. Me, not him. Okay? And I'm not here to try to flex and say, oh, I'm better than you or whatever the case is. I didn't even want to bring him up until he started throwing disses and he started throwing shade because I was speaking on his flawed agent-like ideology that a lot of you need to stop feeding into. But you see, when I talked about white supremacy, you see, well, it's not really white supremacy, it's supremacy. Supremacy of what then? What is it as supremacy about? Now, of course, he's going to say, well, it's supremacy about like the rich. It's supremacy about the Jews. It's supremacy about. Is it though? Is it really though? When you have Dylan Roof who can go and murder non-black people and be taken to Burger King, is that not white supremacy? Midnight, midnight and what? Saloon. You can go ahead and speak.
Hey yo, what's up, Afro?
How you doing?
Good. What's going on? Yeah, I've been kind of waking up for the last few days as well. Like all these American first, MAGA first, Black Americans that want to follow ideology of one man that hasn't done anything for Black America tangibly except talk about immigration. So I'm kind of glad you
Mm-hmm.
made this space and really woke it up because we need to be Black America first and talk about specific tangibles for Black Americans. Do not vote for a cult of personality. Do not drink the Kool-Aid because the people that are surrounding that person, and like you woke it up again, the DeSantis, the Ramaswamis, the Tim Scotts, they want nothing well for Black Americans. That's all I have to say. Hey, thanks for letting me speak. I'm gonna land my plane.
Thank you, thank you. Like I was saying before, like I was saying before, thank you, brother. Appreciate that. Like I was saying, the whole thing is that when you say vote red, you're encompassing all of these things. You're encompassing all of those things. All right. Now, did I come up here to brag? No. But when you're asking about the reason I have authority to speak, I've done enough work to speak and to recognize the issue. And mind you, my thing is, I'm not trying to be the leader. I'm not trying to be the leader. I'm trying to do the work that needs to be done. But when I see certain people coming up and steering the ship in the wrong direction, I will address that. Now, all of you guys witness right here me ask him a simple question about white supremacy. Does white supremacy exist? And he says, well, no, it doesn't exist. And then he didn't want to go back to that because he knows the audience in this room is going to eat him up. So he didn't really want to go back to that. So what he was trying to do is he was trying to get me to essentially give my resume out. And what he was going to do is belittle my resume, say, oh, that's not nothing. Oh, you going to the City Hall is not nothing. You helping out this campaign is not nothing. You creating your own task force meetings is not anything. You hosting your own book workshops and stuff like that, that's not nothing. You hosting your own reparations or not organizations meetings and all that, all that's not nothing. All of the stuff you've done is not nothing. That's what he's going to do. And it was going to be a pissing contest. Well, I've done this. You donated 5 book bags. I donated 7. It was going to get into that. And that's why I was like, no, this is not about that. I don't know how in the hell he started coming off the mute button. Because when I hit the mute button, he was still speaking. I don't know how he was doing that. Okay. But I was talking about the ideology. The first thing you have to understand when you're listening to anybody who has influence, the very first thing you need to understand is, what is your stance on white supremacy? What is your view of the system of white supremacy? If they tell you that there is no white supremacy, then they do not belong here. The people in this room is not there really isn't no white supremacy room. You need to go someplace else. And when I got him on that, he didn't want to go back to that. He slipped up. He made that mistake. He didn't want to go back to that because he knew he made a mistake and he was going to get eaten alive with that. That's why he kept saying, well, what have you done? What have you done to speak with such authority? What have you done? Let me see. I think now we got the request thing working. It's staying up long enough for me to accept it. Uh no, okay. Drop down. Maybe you hit it by accident. Maybe you hit it by accident. This is the ideology of the people who are telling you to go vote red. This is their ideology. Okay? And I'm gonna be honest. If somebody's what the hell? Okay. You were just okay, this space is really acting up.
What's up?
The boy
What's up? What's up,
Drilly.
Afro?
Yeah.
I'm
How
doing.
you doing? You just disappeared. That's crazy. This space is really acting up.
Yeah, what's up?
Okay.
So I thought the space was
How
interesting.
you doing?
So ask me what's going on. I
You
said,
said
ask me
what?
like you said. You asked the other guy, is white supremacy real? Right? Yeah,
Yeah.
white supremacy is real. I don't think that's a hard. I don't think that's a hard question. But black supremacy is real. Asian supremacy is real. Every race believes that they are more supreme than the other person. So I don't think that's a hard question
Okay.
to answer.
Okay. Let me ask you a question. What is black supremacy?
Black supremacy is black people believing that they are better because of some attribute or some form of history that they have.
So what is white supremacy?
The same thing.
Okay. You're
I'm
incorrect. All
incorrect.
right. White supremacy,
Okay.
yes, you are. And I'm being respectful with it, but white supremacy, when we say that, what we really mean is the system of white supremacy. The system of white supremacy. This is why there is no such thing as black supremacy, because you cannot have more than one global system of supremacy. It doesn't work that way. All right. The system of white supremacy is a racial hierarchy that is encompass the globe, the whole world, and everywhere in the world you see that the white race is treated in a supreme preferential um, stance. They are at the top of the hierarchy of every other group of people, every other race of people in the world. and that all of the other races of people are subjugated at the hands of the white
So you
race.
saying,
There can be, hold on, listen, there can be no black supremacy if you, let's look at South Africa, for example. It's 90% black, but the 10% of white people are running everything. That is a pure example of white
okay,
supremacy. If there was black supremacy, the black people would be out here enslaving white people. But you do not see in history where any non-black people, where any non-white people have enslaved the white race. You have seen only the white race do things, conquer, enslave, oppress, and subjugate non-white people. You do not see that the other way around. That's why there is no such thing as black supremacy or any other supremacy besides white supremacy, because it's a system of racial hierarchy and
okay.
oppression.
So you're telling me in China, Chinese people look at the white man above themselves.
Yes.
Yeah, that's wild. That's wild to
And
say.
to be very honest, it don't matter how they look
What
at
do you
them.
mean,
It doesn't matter what they think. White men have dropped two nukes on China, and China said, "We will forever surrender to you." And they have not done anything to retaliate after being nuked twice.
bro? Bro, China's
So,
hold up. China is going for global
but I'm
domination
giving you,
right now. That's why they infiltrating
okay.
Africa right now.
And
That's why they working with Akon
the
to
infant,
create a whole entire city based upon their system right now. That is Chinese. That is Asian supremacy right there. That is not white. They don't like white people.
yeah, but the thing is
Yes,
that
it
it doesn't matter. You
does.
don't have to like white people. No, 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 no. You're not understanding. White supremacy is not everybody worshiping white people. White people, that's the thing that gets a lot of people confused. White people don't necessarily care about you
But they
liking
don't
them.
run
You don't
anything,
have to
bro. They
like,
don't run anything in
you don't have
China.
to, no, 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 no. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. You don't have to like, first off, do you know how many American military bases are in those countries? You can't name one single military base from a foreign nation that's in America, but you can name several military bases that are in all of these other foreign
We don't
nations.
have any. We don't have any military bases in China.
You talk about white supremacy. You talk about, yep, brother. You talk about white supremacy. Do you know how many white in America? Do you know how many white people have co-signed having nukes and missiles dropped on other groups
I'm
of
pretty
people?
sure,
Have
bro.
subjugated
I'm pretty
other
sure
groups
we
of
would do
people?
the same thing if we thought it advantaged us as black people. We
But
would do the
but
same thing.
here's the thing. But here's the thing. You talking about hypothetical? We would do the same thing. We can't. We can't do the
So
same
you
thing because
saying
there is
just
no
because?
other supremacy
So you
besides
saying there's
white
no black
supremacy.
supremacy just because you haven't been able to get power?
No, there's no but. Yes, yes. That's the
Isn't that
answer.
your
Yes.
fault? How you blame
Brother,
them
it
for
don't
something
matter.
you haven't
Brother,
acquired?
it don't. It doesn't
Yes, it
matter.
does.
It doesn't matter,
That's the whole
brother.
point.
The point is the people at the top of the racial hierarchy are white people, brother. That's what it is.
Okay, so
It's
so
not. It's
hold
not
up, hold up, hold
a
up.
even line of everybody
If I'm
thinking
running a
something.
race,
Now I
if I'm
explain.
running
Hold
a
on. Listen.
race,
Hold on. No. 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 Hold on. Hold on. No. 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 No.
all
Hold.
right, go ahead.
I explained that it is a system. What you said, what before when you came up here, he was talking about white supremacy or supremacy in general is a belief. I said it's not a belief. It is a system. Now you can't prove to me where anybody is equal on the system of supremacy than white people are. Because there's nowhere in the world where you see white people being oppressed by non-white people, but you have several examples over the course of hundreds of years of white people oppressing non-white people. That is white
Okay, are there
supremacy.
black people higher on the on the hierarchy than white people in America?
No,
So
no,
LeBron James is not higher than a regular everyday white person.
nope,
That's
nope, nope.
crazy.
No, he's not. Just the same way, and after this, I'm gonna get to other speakers. Just the same way Jonathan Majors wasn't. Jonathan Majors was a multimillionaire, big superstar, and some nobody white trailer park trash was able to get this man arrested and charged when on video, she was the one chasing him. That is white supremacy. So no, if LeBron got into it with an average white person, the system of white supremacy is going to take the average white person's side the same way they
Wait,
did
but
with
that's
Jonathan
that.
Majors.
I
The
will.
same
Okay,
exact way.
I'm gonna get off.
No, no,
I'm
it's
gonna get
not
off
different.
after
It's
this.
not
I
different.
just want to say,
All right.
from that standpoint, I say it's women. I feel like that happens to all men. If this was a black woman lying on a black man, he will most definitely go his ass to jail. That's not. That don't have nothing to do with white supremacy.
Yeah, so I can bring up several examples though, like Stacey Dash, for example, who called the police on her white man, and then when the cops came, they put her in handcuffs. When she was getting into a physical altercation with her white dude, she's the one who called the cops, and the cops came and arrested
Was she
her.
sporadic when they called?
So,
Like, was she
yeah,
wilding
see,
out?
now you're trying to make you moving the
No, I'm not.
goalposts, brother. You
If
moving the
you
goalposts.
tripping when
Now,
the police
it
come,
don't
nigga,
matter,
they gonna put you in handcuffs.
bro. With the same evidence, with the same stance, brother, she was on video. The white girl was on video chasing Jonathan Majors. You saying that they would always pick the female side? I'll give you an example of them not picking the female side, and you trying to make
Okay,
exceptions.
hold up.
But I'm gonna get to other
All
callers,
right,
brother. You
all right, hey, all right. I
take care of
enjoyed the
yourself.
conversation though. All right, go ahead.
All right, all right, all right. There we go. All right, Lord. Okay, we gonna get to y'all. Hold on. We coming in. Hold on. We coming in. We got some people want to speak, so we gonna take turns. We gonna get to my motos first, and then I think Kid Gravity was next. No, Eastsides was in here. He must have dropped off. My motos, you got it. Why is the space tweaking? Because it says you're a listener, then you're not a listener. I don't know. This space is acting up. My motos, you got it. You can speak. We'll give you a couple seconds. We'll get to Kid Gravity. You got it, bro.
Oh, did I make it?
You said what?
Am I live now?
Oh, my motos.
Yeah,
Okay,
hey
yeah,
Jay, sorry
yeah.
about that. White bread in the house. Hello, everybody.
You're white.
Yeah, I'm a white bread. Hey, I came into your X forums to let you know about the Dream Exchange, first black-owned stock exchange in U.S. history, I guess. I just saw it on the news. Wanted to share that, and then I saw you guys were chatting here, and I thought it was about the red and the blue fight over there. But, I hear a lot of racial stuff going around, even between the blacks on blacks over here. And I don't know, I'll throw you a little minority white over here. I live in a poor neighborhood, with a lot of black friends and stuff. And I keep hearing, a lot of misinformation that, I don't know, I'll throw you a little, and I'm sorry if it's wrong, But I heard that, white people are the only ones on top. I've been suppressed by everybody. And, I hear that from what I remember of history, Black Queen, Queen Naziga, Natago Mataba, 17th century ruler, she sold slaves.
Okay, where are you from?
I'm from Chicago area.
Oh, wow. Okay. You're from
Yeah,
Chicago.
and
Okay. Now, you said you've been suppressed by everybody, right?
basically by the wealthy
N-
people.
Basically by the wealthy people. You said everybody. Now you walking back what you said
Well, I mean,
because what you didn't expect me to
no,
catch
no,
it.
no.
Oh,
I
no.
mean by
Okay.
everybody. I've been
Sir. That we're not gonna do that.
do what?
Okay. You're not gonna talk over me, and I'm not gonna
Okay,
allow that.
sir. I'm sorry.
What does it mean to be suppressed by somebody?
You try to get a job or do something, and they don't let you because of what you are.
So you tried to get a job and they didn't let you because you are what?
Uh, Basically not upper class.
What job did you try to get since you're talking about suppression?
Oh man, many. Executive positions, technology jobs.
Well, maybe, sir,
I don't,
maybe you just were not qualified for those positions. Maybe it's not suppression. Maybe you just should have worked harder. Maybe you just should have, trained more and, pulled yourselves up by your own
yeah,
bootstraps.
right.
And you would have got those jobs. You can't really go around life expecting such a handout, can
No,
you?
no. In fact,
I mean, you can't expect everybody to just give you things. You got to work for it. You got to earn it. That's what we believe over here in the black community.
right.
You work for things, you earn things. You don't expect a handout.
No,
Just give people a job. You got to earn it.
no, not at all.
Show that you deserve it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what
So,
I did
yeah.
is I went off and started my own corporation, and so I've been successful on my own. But
Well, that's good. And it was nice speaking to you. You have a good day. Kid Gravity, you got it.
Why are you trolling like this?
Brother, Lord have mercy.
But
I knew this space was going to be something
yes,
else.
sir. How you staying warm over there? Is it -12 yet?
No, actually, it's pretty warm here. It's like record-breaking warm. It's a little scary, to be honest.
Y'all must have thrown your deep.
Because I don't.
Y'all must have thrown your deep dish ovens in the Chicago River. It's all good though.
And maybe I don't know.
But anyway, yes. What that previous person said, not the white guy, the other guy. LeBron James could get taken down by a homeless white person.
Hmm. Yeah,
It wouldn't even bat
he
an eye.
could.
All he could pass by him on the street in LA and not give him $10, and the guy's gonna say he harassed him, and yeah, he'll be all over TMZ, and his nice image is gone. I mean, you saw what happened to him when someone spray painted the N word on his rental house. You know,
Yep.
Mister Shut Up and Dribble, but he can't be taken down because he's better than most white people. Sure. Okay. Anyway, yeah.
And then notice he used the most extreme example of LeBron James.
We could even go anywhere. We
Like
could go
that's just the
lower.
average of the
We could go
community.
lower. Hell, we could go to any mayor out here. They're taking down mayors that happen to be black. Every day they're coming out with something. DAs, hell, cops. They're going after garbage men. They don't want us to compete in the system because they know they lose. That's why they're harping on this DEI so much. But on the topic of the room, we're not supposed to turn red. We're supposed to turn black. They don't like that. The red side don't want us. Cool. The blue side lies to us. So we're just gonna have to show them as independent voters. I hope all of you in this room are that it's policy over the politician. If it aligns with what you want, cool, go do that. I don't even care if it's the Democrats, but don't sit up here and let people lie to you because you don't want to go do the research yourself. Just go do it. It'll take you 10 minutes a day. Look things up. It's not that hard. But they love their Trump, which is okay. And I actually just finished doing a stream saying why he lost. And of course, people looked at the title and thought one thing, and then I had to explain to them that's not what I was going. So it's, we got 8 months. So hopefully people will wake up, but we'll see. But I'll land there.
Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. He makes a really good point about that LeBron thing. He makes a really good point about that. We can look at situations of nobody white people being able to do stuff about what, and then he tried to switch it to women. No, 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 no. It's not about women. It's not about women. It's not. East Sides, my brother, how you doing? You got it.
Oh man, appreciate it, appreciate it. Shout out to you as the host and the chat, the room. A few things I want to point out. No disrespect intended, but that was Japan that was actually bombed twice.
Oh,
Uh,
okay, yeah. My bad. Okay, yeah, okay. I said that wrong.
that was Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Now, as far as the whole LeBron thing, I love it when they do that because I always get the opportunity to share this quote from Lyndon B. Johnson. He says that the worst color man. He said, if you can convince the worst white man is better than the best colored man, what do you say? You wouldn't know that you was picking his pockets. Say hell, if you get somebody to look down upon, he'll pick his pockets for you. Also the
Mm-hmm.
whole where Abraham Lincoln said he do not believe in the equality of races, therefore he assigned a superior position to the white man. And and to get back on topic, quick answer: no, we shouldn't, go with the red team. We shouldn't go with the blue team. We should go with black. And if we can't get a black agenda, well, then we just go ahead on and elect the couch. That's how we ought to do that. I'll land there for now.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Appreciate you, brother. And see, that's the thing I'm saying. That's the thing I'm talking about. You know, um, when people say things like, "Well, LeBron," and we have to understand, LeBron is a very rare case in the community. LeBron is like what in the top 10%, if that, in the black community. That's a very rare case. And the thing is that he can be taken down by a nobody trash hillbilly white person. And I use the situation with Jonathan Majors instead, and I can use other situations as well too. I could use the situation with Bill Cosby, but I wanted to use the one with Jonathan Majors because I knew if I said something about Bill Cosby, he would have been like, well, no, everybody did think he did it. And, it was kind of suspicious. I use Jonathan Majors because there's a video of this man running away. And after the video went all over the internet of this man running away city blocks from this white girl, the jury saw that and said, you know what? You still guilty. You're still guilty. You still assaulted her by running away so aggressively. You should have just let her beat you up. You ran away so aggressively. You called the cops for her safety the next day when you saw her passed out. But you still an assaulter and you still guilty. And you're not going to be a part of Marvel anymore. And you're losing everything. And you might go to jail for running away. So don't tell me, and nobody knew this girl. Nobody even knows this girl. So don't tell me it's about class, because it's not. Because you're seeing all these low-class white people being able to take these high-class, multimillionaire, famous black people down. Don't tell me it's about women. Because a black woman can get beat up by a white man, call the cops, and then she's going to jail. And we've seen that happen in multiple situations. Okay? In several situations. We saw, what's that, Chad Wheeler, the football player who beat up his black girlfriend nearly to death so badly, he thought he killed her. When he saw that she was alive in the bathroom, he said, wow, you're still alive. He thought he just beat his girlfriend to death, to a bloody pulp. He thought he killed her. And he came back in the room eating cereal, saying, oh, wow, I didn't kill you. I'm surprised you're still alive after me beating you so bad. And the media didn't do nothing. It was a one and done story where the media, they bought it up one single time. It was no whole Me Too. It was no, well, protect. There was none of that. They didn't care. It didn't matter to them. Okay. So it's not about that. It is about the system of white supremacy. And every single time you try to tell anybody who comes here and tells you anything other than that, they can't stand on it. Just like with this Mark Carter dude who just came out of nowhere. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be very, very honest with you. He says he don't know me. I know him. That don't mean it's a good thing. He don't know me. I doubt it. I mean, I really, really do doubt it. I really, really do. And I'm not trying to brag, but I really, really do doubt that anybody who's out here working in Chicago, especially trying to counter the narrative of all of these immigrants coming over here, has not heard of me. But you're following me on Twitter, though. You are following me on Twitter, but you don't know who I am. Okay, all right. Sure. All of the people that you associate with knows me, except you. Okay. Okay, sure. But do you see the logic in these people who are coming over here and saying we should vote red? Do you see this logic? And I open this space specifically for that. Shout out to all of the listeners and all of the people who are listening anonymously. Okay? You're my secret admirers. I opened this space for that specific reason, because I knew for a fact the second you get them on stage and you hold them to a certain question, you hold them to a certain standard, they're going to fold. When you ask any of them about white supremacy, they're going to say, well, there's white supremacy. There's also black supremacy, too, because black supremacies, we think we're better. Can you give me an example of black supremacy oppressing a white person or a non-black person? Not just a white person, a non-black person. Okay? Tell me how black people can get beat up in an Asian salon, and then the Asian salon person gets to keep their shop open, not get arrested, and nothing happens to them. And a black person goes into an Asian salon and makes fun of their accent, and next thing you know, the black person is getting a hate crime charge. Now you got videos of grown Asian men beating black women up, beating them up. Okay? And they get to keep their stores. They don't get arrested. They don't get closed. They don't get nothing. But a black person says, you know what, y'all talking a funny accent and you're in handcuffs and you're getting a hate crime. Okay. But we have our good brother who needs no introduction, but we're going to give it to him anyway. Our good brother Black Alpha is in the building. Black Alpha, how you doing, brother?
What's popping, brother? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Loud and clear.
All right, man. I've been trying to get in. You know, this is like must-see TV up in here, brother. So I appreciate it, family. All the way. All right, everybody listening. What we ain't going to do is that we're not going to sit here and act like supremacy don't exist. And we're not going to rock with anybody who says supremacy is just something that we done made up. Because I could walk down the street right now and go get about 250 white folks before I leave my neighborhood to tell me there's no such thing as racism. We've been hearing that for 500 years, and we definitely are not going to hear that today. White supremacy is a global system. If it wasn't everybody, we wouldn't be here right now. There'd be nobody in this space. Nobody would be talking. We wouldn't have the Trayvon Martins of the world. We wouldn't have the Sandra Blands of the world. We wouldn't have the Kia Boys, the Alta Sterlings. We'd have none of those people. We'd just be out here on an equal playing field, and we all know that's cap. So yes, white supremacy is very, very real. And anybody who does not know that is automatically disqualified. And here's the thing. We didn't disqualify them. They packed their own shit, and then they left the house on their own. That's what it is. We don't have to kick out anybody who says that white supremacy isn't real. They kicked themselves out. And it's pretty simple like that. Now, in terms of red and blue, see, where we from, it's all about black. Okay, certified black society, black empowerment, foundational black American. We're not trying to turn reds. We're not trying to turn blues. We just stand black. Because remember, when you deal with politics and when you deal with society and when you deal with the system of white supremacy, the house of the Republicans red, the house of the Democrats blue, they're all white supremacists. Those of us who know that, we will be GOOD good, and everybody else who does not know that will be put on the corner like it's trash day. With that, Afro, I can't wait till your show tonight, brother. I'll be tapping in. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much, brother. I appreciate you. I really, hold on. Why is, okay. And you make a very good, first off, I was trying to put my thing up in the Jumbotron. This space has been tweaking because every time I leave the space, it keeps saying I got several requests, but I literally do not see any of these requests in the space. So this space has been acting up the whole day. I don't understand. There's been people coming in, requesting, and then they can't get up. I don't see it. I can't bring them up. I didn't even see Mark Carter in this room. But to talk on what you said, our allegiance is to our people. It's not to a party. Our brother Black Alpha makes a great point. Our allegiance needs to be to our people, not to a party, not to a political party. These parties don't have any allegiance to us, and we don't need to have any allegiance to them. Our allegiance needs to be to our people for black empowerment. And anybody who says anything different does not need to be among us. Anybody who says anything different does not need to be given the time of day. Anybody who says anything different does not need to be heard. Anybody who says anything different does not need to explain themselves. When people say anything different, they need to leave the room. That is it. We dealt with this a couple of years ago, where people are coming in here, they're on different agendas. They're coming in here, they have talking points that they've seen that we've been making. They have the same talking points, And they come over here, and next thing you know, they're saying, you know what? I'm in control. I'm in charge. You guys haven't done it. See, remember what I said. The same thing that they've done. I said it before Mark got up here. If you guys have been in the space, it's recorded too. I said it before he got up here. These people are going to come in the community, and then these people are going to be all, oh, I'm cool with you. You're my brother. You're my sister. We in this together, and we all in the same rooms, getting along and sharing the same ideas and stuff like that. And then the next thing you know, they're going to start questioning the position everybody else has in the movement who've been in here longer than they have. They're going to start saying, well, actually, what have you really done? What have you done to have this authority? What have you done to have this position? What have you done to have this respect? I said it before he got up here, and that's exactly what he did. When I was asking him about his ideology or whatever, this man started questioning, well, what have you done to have this authority? I'm calling it how I see it. Calling me William O'Neill. I wonder where he got that from. Because that's I wonder where he got that from, y'all. Which I take grave offense to be very honest with you. Okay, I went to Fred Hampton's house. Okay, Fred Hampton has a very special place in my heart. For somebody to call me William O'Neill, everybody who I see, and I'm making this very plainly clear, everybody who I see give Mark Carter the time of day is funny to me. Everybody is oppy to me. The whole narrative of, well, you know what, he cool, I don't understand, y'all don't get along or whatever, but I just, I'm in the middle. I'm telling you right now, Afro Elite 2024, there is no middle. You are either on this side or you are on that side. If I see him in your room speaking, you're an op, and you're getting unfollowed, and you better hope I don't say anything about your ass. All of the people, well, he do make good points now. Okay, well, he can make good points, and you on that side, so you are op too. So if I address him, I'm addressing your ass too. I'm saying this right now. Anybody I see, give him the time of day, I'm putting you in the same category that I'm putting him in. Right here on this recorded space, he called me William O'Neill, said there is no white supremacy. He said that about he said that in other spaces, and y'all idiots have been giving him the time of day. No longer. That's the same thing you guys did a couple years ago, where you guys saw ops and be all like, well, he cool and we have jokes and we all agree with each other. No, we're not doing that anymore. Okay? Ain't no, well, I'm still your friend now. No, you're not. That's not going to happen anymore. Let me find out. Let me find out. Because this is what we need to do right now. This is a very important year. Okay? So we need to officially start circling the wagons. All of this, I'm on the fence. I kind of like them, and I like you too. And can I just stay in the middle? No, you can't. You don't have that ability. You don't have that ability to just stay in the middle. And I dare any of y'all to play stupid. I dare y'all to play dumb. Like, well, I didn't really hear the space, and I didn't really understand what was going on. Can you explain it to me? Nope. I ain't explaining nothing. After this space, that's it. The rule starts after this space. Actually, right now. Never mind after the space. It starts right the hell now. All right. I'm making this very plain. Because we have, and this is another problem we have in the community, we have a whole bunch of wishy-washy people in the community who will see opposition, but because they're cool with them, because they like them personally, they're going to allow their anti-productive behavior. They're going to allow oppy behavior, okay? Counterproductive anti-black behavior. This man, and I've been seeing Mark for a minute now. This man's sitting up there talking about black on black crime. There is no white supremacy. Black people kill more than white people do. I've heard him say all of that. And yet in this space, I didn't even bring his name up. He was the one who started shooting first. He shot first. I shot back. I hit him. He didn't hit me. That's what happened. Okay. Because there's going to be some people like, well, Afro, you didn't have to bring up his name and you didn't have to say that about him. You could have just heard him out. No, I couldn't have. This is my space. He's not going to come here and start questioning me and my space. I let him in this space to give him the ability to speak on behalf of the ideology that he's been spewing in the community. Okay. He could have been came into space before that, to be very honest with you. He could have been came into space before that. Or he might have been. I might not have seen him because I didn't see him till Sir Major got in the room. Okay. But he didn't. And he couldn't stand on his ideology. All right. The other dude who came and said, well, there's black supremacy, Asian supremacy, all of this supremacy, which by saying that everybody has supremacy, you're also saying no one has supremacy. By definition, if everyone is at the top, no one is at the top. If everyone is in control, no one is in control. By definition. So by definition, you cannot say there is white supremacy, but there's black supremacy, Asian supremacy, all of these supremacies. By definition, that there is no race supremacy at that point, which is what he was trying to say, which is untrue. That is untrue. I'm going live tonight and I'm having a very unique broadcast. Something that I've been trying to talk about, and I feel like it's very important that we talk about. And then they just muted me automatically. We have to stand firm and hold the line. Our agenda is a black agenda. It's not a red agenda. It's not a blue agenda. It's not a green agenda. It's a black agenda. Our vote must be earned by the highest bidder. Let me see if we can get one more call in here. If we can, we can. If we can't, we can't. Let me see. I hit the approve button. It's just not working. So I'm sorry. I hit the approve button. It's not working. Maybe next time. Our agenda needs to be a black agenda about black people first. Okay, that's what we need to put ahead, because the whole goal of this is black empowerment. That's the entire goal of all of this. That's the reason for all of this. It's not to get rid of immigration. That's a weapon that is used against us. Now we want to dismantle that weapon, and we are doing that. The couch is the option to do that. Because let's be honest, the Democrats can't and won't win unless they have our support. And we're showing them right now, come election time, come November, you won't have it. It won't be there. That's what we're doing. We're already winning. You don't need to the only reason why anybody would try to get on ship and change the sail and change the direction that the ship is going in is because they have an ulterior motive. They have an ulterior agenda. Before we come here and give anybody any credit, figure out what their agenda is. We have for too long been allowing people to come in and then say some cool words like their passwords and be welcome in the door. I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm very disappointed in some of the people that I've been seeing who've been allowing in certain spaces, allowing him and other people to spew that rhetoric of voting red and turning red and doing all of this. I'm disappointed. Because there are some people who I know should have been smarter than that. There are some people who I know should have been more seasoned and more vetted than that. Okay? And questioned his intentions and his ideologies and his motives more than what they have. I can have grace to some of the newer people in the community who might think that he has some form of credibility. I can have understanding to that. I cannot have understanding to people that I've known for years, who've been a part of conversations for years, and they've allowed this man to get up here to and talk all this rhetoric that he does. How did you guys not see this? And mind you, I feel most of the community have seen this. Most of the community, from what I've seen, most of the people in this space I've seen didn't fall for it. So I'm going to give you all your credit, give you all your flowers. But there are some people I'm like, really, just disappointment. But now you know, so you can't say you don't know. So if I catch you guys speaking that rhetoric, if I catch you guys um, being buddy buddy and playing patty cake and acting all cozy and playing footsies with them, I'm just gonna have to assume and put you in the same category. Because we're black first over here and he's red first over there. And there's no in between. So if you're in that category, okay then. But don't go over there and then come over here on some, hey, big head. No, this is not going to work like that. This is what the black community needs. We need to start circling our wagons. This is what other communities do. You don't get to flip flop and leave and come back. You all remember, we're foundational black Americans over here. My grandmother used to tell me, or my parents, my grandma, everybody in my family really used to tell me when we were at their house, there was no running in and out. You be outside in the backyard or whatever. You come in and then you leave and you come in and you leave and come in. No, they were not allowing that. Either you're outside and you're playing outside, or you're inside the house and you staying inside the house. Ain't gonna be no running back and forth. That's what my folks used to teach me. Okay, you can come in, maybe use the bathroom and get some water or whatever the case is. Then you going back outside and staying outside, or you're staying in the house. That's our culture. All right. So all this running back and forth, I'm in the house, I'm out the house, I'm in the house, I'm out the house. No, we're not doing that anymore. We got to really get back to what our culture is. You're on this side or you're on that side. Ain't no in between, ain't no running back and forth. Ain't no, I'm sorry, I forgot, I changed my mind. I didn't know. No, none of that. I think that this space was very productive, and I think that we learned a very big lesson with this space. Whatever. There's a lot of people who might feel some type of way about it, and that's okay. Hit dogs will holler. That's okay. I allowed everybody who wanted to speak to my best ability, or whatever the case is. That if anybody wanted to speak and didn't get a chance to speak, it's not because I didn't let them speak. It's because the space was acting up, it was tripping, and I couldn't let you up. That's what it was. All right. So with that being said, I am on in 10 minutes. Brothers and sisters, and I want to see everybody in here. In 10 minutes, I'm going live on YouTube, on my YouTube channel. If you guys are not subscribed, you guys need to click that subscribe button and subscribe. And join us on YouTube as we teach a very important lesson about our culture. I was just talking about that a couple minutes ago. about our culture and why our culture is so important when it comes to our representation and when it comes to our media. So, brothers and sisters, I welcome every single last one of you all to join me with that. I appreciate everybody for coming up and speaking, or not everybody, but I appreciate all of the good people for coming up and speaking. Shout out to our good brother Black Alpha. Shout out to East Sides. Appreciate you. Shout out to Kick Gravity. Appreciate you. Good brother. And with that being said, I'm going to close this space. I hope to see you all on YouTube in literally 10 minutes. My good brothers and sisters, be one black first to every single last one of you all. And I will see you all on YouTube in 10 minutes.